Good morning. Oh, my watch is for a charge right now. It is Sunday, and I think it's the 11th of February. We've got 10 days, and I'm supposed to be taking not supposed, I will be taking my PSA test. And I really, as I've said so many times before, have my hopes up that it's going to be lower, much lower, or at least a little bit lower than it was previously. On the 27th of December, when I got my diagnosis of having metastatic prostate cancer, I also set a plan based on information I had on the internet saying that if a person comes in for treatment and all things equal, one gets treated right away and the other one gets treated 1 or 2 months later, the long-term outcome of those two treatments would be the same if it's both are with metastatic cancer. Initially, I heard they say 6 months, but that was for prostate cancer that had not evolved. So I had to reduce it to that 2 months. That's why I said the end of February would be my deadline. Now, two factors were not taken into consideration, which has made me change my mind. And first of all, then I did not take into calculation that I might come up with new treatments options that I still need to explore. And that's a very important note because right now, as I've said in my previous video, I am testing 2 different medications, or not medications, supplements. One is from an algae extract with the high vitamin C content, apparently. And the other one is amygdalin that I have started to take. And I have got high hopes of that the entourage effect, that's a very popular word, will kick in eventually. It's all playing in the dark because I have no idea about dosages, and that is very important as well. But I'm taking dosages that doesn't make me sick, and that's an important part. So when I said the 21st of February, it was based on that 2 months. But the other very important note is that is if 2 people comes in and one is treated right away and the other one is not. These 2 months I am treated. I'm just not treated in the conventional manner. I have reduced my PSA from 120 to 86. It was at 78, but last time it rose a little bit. So the 2 months doesn't really apply that way. It is if you are just laid back doing nothing, waiting for the medical industry to have time for you, and then they'll pump you full of whatever they have to give you. And if you're doing nothing in those 2 months, yeah, I understand that, but I've done a lot of different things. I'm in my best fitness level of my life, at least since I was 25 years old. And there's a lot of changes. I've lost weight, and a lot of good things that's going on. So it's a very, very interesting time. And as I said to people when they say, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you got prostate cancer," I say, "Well, obviously, I'd much rather be without it. Let's not paint a glorifying picture here." But at the same time, I'll say it's a very, 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 very invigorating challenge because now I get to explore things that I never knew about. And I've always wanted that kind of brain food, but when you are going around in your everyday life, you kind of, I don't know, I get kind of sleepy a little bit. But now I'm definitely not sleepy. Now I've got a very, very strict protocol that I am adhering to at 99% of the time. I still need that small adjustment to make sure I do it every time. And I get to learn about new things. I think it was about 3 months ago, I realized that CBD might be actually an important little tool in the box to help me combat this cancer. So I tried to make some inquiries around. I bought one on Lazada. It was a very mild one. Tasted okay. It was flavored with peppermint, and but it was 900 baht or so. And eventually I realized that I might have access to something not cheaper and more potent. And so I got contact through a friend for a supplier, and I got 30% CBD. And eventually when I realized that THC might actually have an important role in this, I decided to order THC as well. And so I got something called canna oil. But as I started digging deeper into it, I realized I needed to know a little bit more about what kind of substance I was taking here, because there was no description really. It was just like you got 30% or you got 60%. The kind of all I got 30 and 60%, but I didn't know how was that accomplished, knowing that it was 30 or 60%, and what does it actually mean. All I was told is that it just means that I take a little less, but I get the same effect. But as I then started digging around a little bit more, I realized I also needed to know which kind of strain it is, and I needed to know what kind of oils he's been using it. I need to know how he extracted it. Has he been using lecithin or has he not? Is he using MCT oil or what kind of thing? But he just totally backed out when I started asking questions, and eventually said that since I'm not happy with this product, then I can return it. I never said I was unhappy with this product. I have no idea what to expect. I just needed information. But the upside of that is that I was forced to look into how to do this myself. And now, obviously, if you're paying 800-900 baht for a small 10 milliliter bottle, there's 200 drops in one bottle, and you need 20 drops a day, which is so very often being the amount you need. Then you would have for 10 days. That's going to be quite expensive. We're talking 2,400 baht a month, at least 2,500 baht a month. Now, using this contact, and I only paid 500 baht, and it was more potent. Then we're down at 1,500 baht a month, which is a lot better. But knowing what I know today, I know I can do it much cheaper yet. And not only that, I'll know exactly what it is in it and how it is made. I'm still trying to figure out how to figure out that it has like 300 milligrams of CBD in a 10 ml bottle. How's that number occurring? I'm still trying to figure that one out. So there's still puzzles that has to be sorted. But I love it. I really love it. It is such an intriguing and interesting topic. And the more I look, the more interesting it becomes, because there are very little facts. I mean, there are some initial studies showing maybe that CBD is better than the THC, and then there are other studies showing that THC has more effect on certain cancers than others, than CBD does. But I also found out that CBD cancels out the psychedelic effect of the THC, and so the squirrel tail that I have ordered now, and I'm actually planning on getting it today, or hoping to get it today, which has a THC level of 18 to 22, and everything over 16, as far as I understand, is a strong one, and everything over 20 is very strong. So this is fluctuating between strong and very strong, but it has equal parts CBD and THC, which I think if I do the RSO with that one, and I have a certain level of canceling out of the THC in terms of the psychedelic effect, then I might actually have something that in the entourage effect is perfect for a treatment of cancer. That's anyway my logic. I'm looking into it, and I have access to all the various strains that I might be interested in, as far as I understand, so I can do what I want. From another supplier, I've also ordered a 50 grams of something called sour suha haze or something like that, which is with 18% CBD, and it is a CBD dominant strain. I don't know how much THC there is in it, but since the THC effect can be neutralized with CBD, I decided to make a batch of that, so I have that to use it. So I'm hoping to get that maybe one of these days as well. So there's going to be a lot of different cooking in my kitchen in these days, and I'm so looking forward to it. Not only is it cheaper, but I'm also able to control the quality of it, and I know exactly what's in it, and I know exactly how it's made. And that was the only thing I was trying to get information from this other supplier. But he translated it apparently as if I was not happy, or he was just not willing to give away his business secret. What do I know? But as I always say, when you do things like this, you have to choose a reputable supplier, somebody you trust, and you have to have these various informations. Obviously, this is a home cooker, I know that, so I wouldn't get lab tests from him. I understand that fully, but I still needed to know how did he extract it, and from what kind of buds did he extract it, because without knowing that, I don't know what I'm putting in my face. So anyway, this is going to be very, very interesting, and I'm so looking forward to see what the mailman got for me for today. Until next time, stay healthy.